Hey everyone, this is just going to be a different kind of video. I just really want to go over a couple things that I've been sort of thinking about as we wrap up chapter 2 of Fortnite. And it's it's kind of wild to see chapter 2 end because it's if you didn't know, it's been going on a little bit longer than chapter 1, but I really do firmly believe in this point that I'm going to talk about in this video. But first things first, this video is not really going to have a lot of editing. I don't really have a lot of time. The time I'm recording this, it's about a couple hours until the event, and I'm going to be able to barely get into that, so yeah, I'm going to be real quick about this one. But I do firmly believe that Chapter 2 was better than Chapter 1, and I'll just go over the 4 points that I got that really completely keep my mind in stone. I guess that's the saying that I would say. But let me preface this that I've been playing Fortnite since pretty much day one of the Battle Royale, because when I got Battle Royale around the week it came out, I saw an ad for it on Xbox, actually, for the free Battle Royale, and I was like, oh, I texted all of my friends, I was like, oh, everyone should get this game, it looks cool and it's free, and that's pretty much where it started. And, I didn't, but, after a little bit I stopped playing, and then I came back around Season 3, and that's when I, got really into the game, and that's how I pretty much just play it all the time, and it's a lot of fun. This game is just a lot of fun, and it's really grown on me over the past, what, two years or so. And I'm gonna go over a couple points that I have about why I did enjoy Chapter 2 a lot more than Chapter 1. And I just really, I want to say that this is my opinion. You absolutely don't have to like Chapter 2. I know a lot of people don't. A lot of my friends don't. They thought Chapter 2 was rightfully slow in some seasons. Chapter 2 Season 1. But I thought it was so much fun. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna talk too fast here, but I'm gonna go over a couple points. The first one is probably the biggest one, is that Chapter 2 Season 2, which is easily the best season of Fortnite ever. I don't think there's anything that even rivals that season. It had character, it had beautiful cinematics, the spy theme was incredible. Ghost versus Shadow, which was probably still is my favorite Fortnite storyline. But the skins, Midas, Brutus, Sky, TNTina, all these iconic characters that are iconic in Fortnite today. You see these characters reappearing constantly. You always get reskins of Brutus and Midas and Sky and all these really iconic characters now because of how great that season was as a battle pass. And you had Deadpool, which is the first collaboration in the battle pass, and it was just perfect in my opinion, the battle pass. Chapter 2 Season 2, in my personal opinion, is better than the entirety of Chapter 1. It was a blast. I don't think I've ever had so much fun with this game except for that season. And a couple other things they had in that season were the spy games LTMs, and they had the battle the pass thing. I don't remember what you'd call it, but you would have a line of guns, and you could choose from them as you leveled up in that little mini battle pass. It's kind of hard to explain if you didn't play the spy game LTMs, where you get random guns, and there's that whole system, and it was so cool. The only downside I probably see from that season is that they didn't add a lot of stuff midway through the season, but that's just sort of a Chapter 2 thing, and honestly I don't really care if they don't add everything every week. I'd rather, because the reason why they were adding stuff all the time is because Epic was always working a lot, and it was really a lot for them, and I don't know, like I don't think they deserve that kind of stuff. I think that they do deserve a lot of breaks for the quality that they push out. Fortnite's a very polished game, by the way. I want to say that it's a very polished game, and they really do deserve any time off that they get. Like the Epic Games devs, like they do an awesome job, no matter if the season is good or bad. But you know, I really do like the spy game LTM, and how the fact that like they had like the rapid fire SMG, the Kingsman umbrella, which was like sort of like a lightsaber, which I'll get to in a little bit. They had crash pads, helicopters, like all these are really iconic things. Like this season was just nothing but iconic, and it's crazy to think that that season was over a year ago. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong about that, but I feel like it was like a year ago or so. But yeah, that's like the biggest point for me is Chapter 2 Season 2 absolutely carried this chapter by like a mile. And after Chapter 2 Season 1, which was probably I don't want to say the worst season of the chapter. I think that Chapter 2 Season 6 is the worst season of the chapter, like gameplay wise and update wise. Like, even though I don't necessarily hate that any season, I don't. There's no season in Fortnite that I actually like really hate, besides maybe Season 9 of Chapter 1. But I'll probably do a video on that another time, because, God, that was dreadful. But I do think that all the items that they did add were good, and yeah, that's really all I wanted to say about Chapter 2 Season 2, because it was just that good. Another thing, I forgot to mention about like item shop skins that season were really good too. Like they were very good. Another thing that I want to talk about is the storyline. The storyline of Chapter 2 is so much more engaging than Chapter 1. I mean, yeah, Chapter 1 was sort of the start, and they didn't really have all the, I don't want to say resources, but they really didn't know what was going on for like themselves, and they sort of like got their foot wet in the ground this chapter. And I really do think that the storyline is going to be like pretty much the most important thing for Chapter 3. And the storyline really is awesome this chapter. You have really crazy characters, you got Foundation, you have Jones, Midas, the Cube Queen, all these like interesting characters. You have IO and the aliens and the sideways and all this crazy stuff that if you told someone from Chapter 1 about all this stuff, they'd probably think that you're like mentally insane. And I think that's just so funny and kind of like wholesome. I don't know, like it's kind of dumb, or like kind of dumb that I said that. That was really bad. I might edit that out. But I really do like the storyline. That's probably one of my favorite parts about Fortnite in general, is the storyline and all the crazy kooky characters that they can come up with. I just think that's a riot. I love it. But yeah, I'm not gonna go too depth into the storyline, because it's kind of mind-boggling. Like especially Ghost and Shadow and Midas. I don't really want to get into that, because that's a whole debacle that kind of ticks me off. But other than that, the storyline is really, really good. Batman comics, which were pretty cool. I think the Batman comics were kind of overhyped, though. Like, they revealed some story, but I don't think they revealed enough to really warrant, like, too much praise, But hopefully in Chapter 3 we get a lot more, like, Fortnite-related storylines. I know crossovers, boo, ooh, scary crossovers, but, I don't think crossovers were all that bad. Most of them. Chapter 2 Season 5's crossovers were incredible. I think that there wasn't a single bad one besides maybe Tron. But, like, recently, the collabs have been kind of stinky. Like Jordans, like the new Jordans one is absolutely awful and unacceptable, by the way. That's a scam. Don't buy those skins. Like, I can't even remember all the collabs. the Fortnitemares this year with all those collabs. I'm not even gonna talk about that. That could be a new video on itself with how bad the Fortnitemares was. It was awful. But yeah, there like collaborations. I guess I'll quickly touch on that because we're into that. That's my next point is the collaborations and how they like overdid it. I guess people were saying that they overdid it, which I don't think they did. I think collaborations add a lot to the game and give it a lot more personality over other video game titles of this current time. Because a lot of video games aren't able to do that kind of stuff. What video game's gonna have Iron Man and Batman, like literally two polar opposite characters fighting each other? That's insane. Like that's like a 1 in a million chance of that ever happening, and I think that's just crazy. And I just think that's so cool, and I really hope they add a lot more collaborations that aren't based off of clothing brands, because I think that clothing brands should not have collaborations with this game. Every clothing collaboration has been just completely awful. And, like, that's my least favorite category for them to do is that. It's so bad. I really don't like the Jordan collab and the Balenciaga. Those are like probably the two worst collabs. And League of Legends, those are the worst collabs. But everything other than that, to be honest, isn't completely terrible. Last thing I want to talk about, two things, is events and gameplay. Gameplay real quick. Pretty much the same thing as Chapter 1, but the only thing I don't like is that the game, got a lot sweatier. But I don't think that's really a bad thing. That's just sort of how the games are nowadays. I don't think like any game is just not sweaty, and it's bound to happen. But I've been playing a lot of creative, and creative is always a blast. I really recommend creative if you're not having fun with Battle Royale and you're just getting dunked on by some sweats. I really recommend just playing like a creative map. There's like a billion of them, and then I guarantee you will find something fun. There's a lot to do. But besides gameplay, I want to talk about events. The new event is later today. I'm pretty sure. I don't know when, as the time I'm recording, but the Chapter 2 finale is today, and I'm so excited for that. I am really excited for that because this season has been like just a lot of fun. I might do a video ranking all the seasons, but if you wanted like a quick synopsis of what I think of like what my favorite and least favorite seasons of this chapter are, it'd be Chapter 2. Season 2 would be my favorite, probably followed by Season 7, and then Season 8. I'm pretty sure that's this one, yeah. Those are like probably my three favorite of this chapter. They're probably the most fun. Yeah, besides the Fortnitemares event for this year. That was a complete disaster and a joke. But besides that, and the worst season is Season 6, but I don't think like Season 6 was even that bad. But the events this chapter were awesome. I don't think there's a single bad event. I even think the Star Wars one was really good. I know a lot of people don't like the Star Wars one, but I'm a Star Wars fan, and it got me real giddy. I'm not gonna lie, it got me real excited. But besides the Star Wars one, being sort of like subpar on most people's lists, I really liked it. And the device one was really good. I think the device event was like, I know that they put the least, like from what I've heard on, from people, they said that the device event was the one that they put the least amount of time into, but it still turned out to be probably one of my favorites. Like, you got Midas and John Jones. That's like the introduction to the imagined order and stuff, and you got the floating and stuff. But device was really good. Didn't have an event in Season 3. I'm probably going to make a video discussing my thoughts on all the seasons of this chapter, because Season 3 was sort of like this mixed bag, like dead zone, that's just sort of like sat there. I don't know what was going on with that season. It was like kind of random, actually, like how things played out, but that's a different story. Um, chapter they had the Marvel season with the Galactus event. Honestly, the Galactus event, looking back at it, was kind of lame. It wasn't like it wasn't terrible. No, it wasn't even that bad. It was kind of lame um, compared to some of the stuff we get later, which I'm gonna go to right now, which is the Zero Crisis from season 5 or 6 area. That was probably one of the cooler ones. You know, it was a solo event too, so you didn't have other players sort of getting in your way. And then we had Operation Skyfire. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. Awesome event. I think that's probably one of my favorites up to this date. Is that event? It was a spectacle. That's like the word for it. And you had Dr. Sloan and the aliens, which I'm pretty sure we're not done with the aliens. From what I've heard about Chapter 3, is that there's gonna be aliens. That's not. I don't know, 100%. I know that a trailer got leaked and stuff, but I'm trying really hard not to look at it. But other than that, that's all I really wanted to talk about. Is Chapter 2 was just a lot of fun, and I think it's absolutely underrated. People will look back at it and say, "Oh, Chapter 2 was awesome," and then they're gonna hate on Chapter 3, and it's a repeat. They're just gonna say the same thing that they did about Chapter 1 all over again for both the next one and the next one, and the next one. But everyone's just gonna be in a loop. But I really did enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of random video. But it was kind of just me rambling on, and I just wanted to talk about it. So I'll see you guys in Chapter 3.